What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. It's Modem31, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about Apex and how it might have just saved Titanfall. I know that the communities are often at odds with each other about the view that Apex essentially killed Titanfall, which, I mean, sure, Apex was released in place of Titanfall 3, but I think the opposite is true, and that Apex will likely mean that we get to see a proper Titanfall sequel, and I want to discuss why. I think at this point, everyone knows how terrible the release for Titanfall 2 was, and how Respawn botched the choice on release date. That much has been said. Also, Titanfall 1 was an absolutely huge commercial success. The game sold really well and obviously had its critiques about lack of content, but generally the game, did super well. Not the next Call of Duty or anything, but so Respawn, being headed by industry veterans, saw the Battle Royale trend and really tried to mesh Titanfall with it. There's an early development screenshot showing what eventually became Apex was a Titanfall 3 Battle Royale title with 3-player squads just like Apex now has. Respawn eventually and very suddenly released Apex Legends, and this game was the most polished and well put together Battle Royale game ever released at the time, and I honestly still think that it is. This game has gone on to absolutely just rack in the cash for Respawn and EA. Literally billions of dollars annually for them, which is great. Honestly, Respawn put out a great product and deserves the success. I also really like Apex, but then why do I think that Apex revived Titanfall? In a lot of ways, Apex brought what I'm going to be calling the Frontier universe to the eyes of many players who had never heard of or seen Titanfall before. While Titanfall was not at the forefront, and there were a lot of things that were changed, people got to see the Outlands, Hammond robotics, and just general lore and storytelling that Respawn did so well in the Titanfall games brought to Apex Legends. Being that all three games take place in the same canon, many Apex players became first-time Titanfall pilots because they were just extremely curious about the rest of the story that this world had to tell. Apex shed light on Titanfall, and Titanfall has just benefited from it immensely. Just think back to the start of Apex Legends Season 9 with the Valkyrie trailer being so interwoven with one of Titanfall 2's most beloved bosses, Viper. Many Apex players probably didn't really understand the hype behind the trailer, or why so many people were freaking out over seeing Viper, which made them want to go back and play Titanfall. Respawn even saw the hype over the trailer and Titanfall Day, and made Titanfall 2 free to play for that weekend, essentially just leaning into it. Smart play on their part, by the way. This led to Titanfall, at least on PC, breaking player count records and having so many brand new players come to the game, which is huge for our community. Respawn has seen the sort of hype Titanfall is able to generate when it is shown off properly. I mean, if I were them, I'd continue to implement bits of Titanfall into Apex, which they've continued to do so since the Valkyrie trailer. I mean, Ashe has seen a bigger and bigger role in Apex Legends with the release of Arenas and the Pathfinder backstory trailer. Seeing her in her human form was pretty cool. There are also those soldiers that she brought with her that looked very similar to pilots, but, at least to me, seemed to lack a jump kit since they had to take a rope to chase after Pathfinder. Expanding more on the Frontier War and how that has affected the Apex games and its characters would add depth to the Apex storyline and also give more players a reason to invest some of their time into playing the amazing Titanfall 2 campaign. With the increasing frequency of Titanfall characters and lore being dropped into Apex Legends, Respawn could eventually full send it into Titanfall 3. Honestly, without the widespread success of Apex, the Titanfall franchise would be just monetarily worthless to Respawn and EA. We all know that EA is seemingly only concerned with the profits and the bottom line, so if Apex had failed after the commercial flop that was Titanfall 2, the Titanfall franchise would be absolutely dead in the water. No chance we'd ever see Respawn get the green light to release another entry into the Titanfall series. But with all that money and the insane amount of exposure Titanfall has gotten, Respawn would literally have to do just two things: plug Titanfall 3 in the Apex launcher, and then state that Titanfall 3 is an arena shooter in the same universe as Apex. Eventually, Respawn could probably do what Activision did with Warzone and integrate the two games into the same launcher and allow players to swap between the two titles extremely quickly. Using Apex Legends' success as a marketing tool would almost ensure that Titanfall's next entry would be a huge success. I mean, so back to the whole point of this. If Apex had failed, Respawn would honestly have no reason to continue making Titanfall games, and now that they've succeeded and sort of created this opportunity for themselves, I'm really hoping that they jump on it and eventually make another Titanfall game. It would honestly be just really dumb not to. Well, that's all I've got for you guys in this video. What do you all think about this? Would we ever have seen a Titanfall 3 without the success of Apex Legends? Will we see it regardless? Let me know all your thoughts down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, then please be sure to leave a like and consider hitting that sub button. Every bit of support the channel gets helps out a ton. I also now have channel memberships, so if you guys want a nice badge, some emotes, and get your name at the end of every video, that's a great way to support the channel. Alright, as always, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.